What's up, short attention span history nerds? I'm Mike Perry, and you're watching 10 Minute History. Naruto has become one of the largest anime manga franchises in the world, thanks in part to my son. But he comes by it honestly because yours truly kept the 80s Shokasugi ninja craze going well into the 90s. But with graphic novels, movies, video games, live shows, and a sequel series, Naruto's popularity is much larger than the 80s kids could have ever propelled Hasegawa. Naruto first appeared in his self-titled franchise as a preteen with no family. 2 decades later, he's trained his spiritual successor and seen his own son become a hero. Despite being the lead character in a massive franchise, there's still plenty for fans to learn about him, or things they could have missed along the way. And there's a long history for Naruto. So sit back, tighten your Leaf Village headband, and let's dig into 10 facts about Naruto Uzumaki. Konoha's orange Hokoga is a reference to Naturo's parents. Once Naruto Uzumaki became the Hokoga, he referenced himself as the orange Hokoge. Fans might have thought this was a reference to his penchant for orange clothing early in the series, but that's not entirely the case. The orange was actually a reference to his parents. His mother, Kushina, and her Uzukami clan all had red hair. His father, Minato, had blonde hair. And anyone that's taken an elementary art class knows that when you mix red and yellow, you get orange. He's not the last of the Uzumaki clan. Growing up, Naruto was on his own. His parents had sacrificed themselves to save their infant, and he seemingly had no family to speak of. So fans were led to believe that there was no more members of the Uzumaki clan, but that's not true. Naruto and Lady Tsunade, after all, were distantly related as a result of their two clans intermarrying early in the founding of Konohagakure, and Karen and Nagato were descendants of the Uzukami clan. If Naruto ever needed a kidney, now he's got options. Naruto could originally turn into a fox. Now, fans of Naruto series know that the title character has the power of 9 tails, Kuragama, inside of him, but that wasn't the original plan. Instead, the creator wanted to write a story with a character named Naruto who was studying to be a chef. That story didn't make it to print, but he did keep the character's name for a one-shot he created for Shonen Jump. The idea was that the young boy named Naruto could transform into a giant, powerful, fire-breathing dragon. I know that Japanese use foxes in a lot of mythology, but I just find it odd that the giant, scary monster Naruto can turn himself into is the cutest relative to the dog. By the way, 9 Tails is also a Pokemon monster. The only reason Naruto met his parents was because of the creator's children. In an issue of Shonen Jump, Kishimoto, the creator of Naruto, revealed a little bit about the writing process for Naruto. He intended for Naruto to remain isolated as a result of never knowing his parents, but once he became a father, his views changed. And I can relate. When my son was born, I was really into firearms, and now I'm just really into firearms. Kids change their parents' priorities. Kishimoto's relationship with his own children made him want Naruto to have a relationship with his parents as well. He decided to find a way to introduce Naruto to Minato and Kushina. In some cases that involved time travel, other storylines use remnants of their chakra to allow Naruto's parents to speak to them. And that's the cool thing about fiction. You can change it on a dime by creating this thing that doesn't exist so that your character can do whatever they want to do. Naruto appeared on a One Piece cover. Like Naruto, One Piece has become a huge part of manga and anime history. The manga actually honored Naruto as Kishimoto's series was coming to an end. The cover of the 766th chapter of One Piece depicted 2 characters sharing a meal on the cover. One of those characters was hidden behind One Piece's Nami, who also happened to be wearing clothing patterned with Konohagakure's symbol on it. The design of the person's clothing indicated it was Naruto himself, though it was One Piece's monkey, D. Luffy, enjoying the ramen instead of Naruto. Damn monkeys. Naruto has some impossible skills. Naruto's data books provide a lot of extra information about the main character, including what nature types the shinobi can use. Interestingly, one specific nature type was missing from Naruto's arsenal in the 4th data book. Not listed among Naruto's many nature types is yin release. While it's clear that Naruto does eventually gain access to that particular nature type, the problem with it not being in the data book at that point is that Naruto was able to use truth-seeking balls and the powers of Hagoromo at the time the book was released, both of which required him to use yin release, which again, he didn't have. His being able to access those skills should have been impossible according to the data book. Again, that's why fiction rocks. Naruto's blood type is type B. In Japan, there's a personality theory surrounding blood types that say blood types can be an indicator of personality traits. So that's why Naruto's data book includes the blood type of characters as well. In the case of Naruto, he's type B. Those with type B can be irresponsible, impatient, and selfish. They can also be passionate, creative, and friendly. The former traits tend to go hand in hand with Naruto's immaturity earlier in the series, while the latter are exemplified during his mini heroics. I looked up my Japanese blood type character, and it said, fat, lazy, bald, and old have blood type chocolate. And I'm fine with that. Kishimoto's wife believed Naruto would end up with Sakura. Naruto had a bit of a crush on Sakura during his early years of the series. Sakura had feelings for Sasuke, and Hinata had a crush on Naruto. Sounds like a Generation Z sitcom to me. Eventually, Naruto ended up married to Hinata, and their son became the focal point of the Boruto series, while Sakura and Sasuke also had a daughter. There were some fans, however, who wondered if Sakura could have ended up with Naruto. One of those fans is pretty close to Masashi Kishimoto, his wife. When he appeared at New York Comic-Con in 2015, Kishimoto revealed even his wife was surprised when the last, Naruto the movie, revealed that Naruto had fallen for Hinata. Kishimoto attempted to placate his wife by saying he modeled Hinata after her, though he actually got some of Sakura's personality traits from his wife instead. Kishimoto gave up on the goggles Naruto wore early on because he was lazy. When Naruto's manga first released, he had a unique design. In addition to the orange outfit, he wore goggles on top of his head. Those goggles, however, didn't last long. Once Naruto achieved Genin status, he swapped the goggles for a headband. The reason might seem obvious in universe. Naruto wanted to show off his status, but there was also a practical reason. Kishimoto found drawing the goggles to be way too time-consuming and laborious, and eliminated them to save time while drawing his manga pages. 2 circles on a band was too time-consuming, huh? That's a new kind of lazy. It was always the plan for Sasuke to fight Naruto. Most of the rivalry between Naruto and Sasuke was in Naruto's own head at the start of the series. By the time Sasuke decided to desert the village to train with Orochimaru, he had started to consider Naruto a true rival himself. According to Kishimoto, he always knew the story of Naruto would reach its real climax when Sasuke accepted Naruto as his equal and the two battled. Though he knew that's what he wanted, Kishimoto admitted in interviews that he was never quite sure how he would get there, considering he was making the story up as he went along. He completed the process little by little, until deciding if the two would battle as enemies or as friends. Eventually they considered themselves brothers. Here's an honorable mention. In the original Japanese version of Naruto, the main character had a catchphrase that he would use at the end of most sentences. He would say the words, "Databayo," which has no English translation. It's kind of like saying booyah in American English. We Americans know when to say it, and the person listening kind of understands what we mean when we say it, but it has no translation. So when it came to dubbing Naruto into English, the creator had to make up for the extra mouth movements. They did this by giving him a new catchphrase. The English Naruto would say, "Believe it," at the end of a lot of his sentences. As you can imagine, this got real old very quickly for the voiceover actors. So that's it, 10 historical facts that brought the world of Naruto to life. If you like short history videos with sarcasm and humor, consider subscribing to 10-Minute History. I upload twice weekly right now, and I'm hoping to begin uploading 3 times weekly soon. Let me know what you thought about this video with a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Also, let me know in the comments section if there was a fact that I should have added, or if you have additional information on one of the facts that I covered. Click the bell so you never miss an upload. Until next time. The problem with it is... Oh man, I just screwed all that up. How do I screw up the ending? Once Naruto and Lady... Thank you, Pea Pie, for barking when I was doing this. While Sakura and Sasuke... I'm never gonna get this right.